Hello, my name is Raul Ramirez from Checkerd Sports. We're here at SEMA 2019. I'm here at the Hardrace booth representing them. I brought my 1992 Honda Civic hatchback. The plan originally started with I wanted to show progress of what I've learned in the past and what I can do now from 10 years later. And so I started off as like, it's just going to be my next track car. And that's how it started. And then Freeman and I, we started talking about bringing a car to SEMA a couple years ago. And I started doing some crazy stuff to it. And then I hit him up. I'm like, hey, I think this car's gonna be pretty wild. Let's bring it to SEMA. Once he said, let's do it, everything kind of snowballed. We changed a lot of the plans, I had to make it pretty too. Originally it was gonna be a wrap. And so now we're like, okay, well now we need some good paint. We need to strip the undercarriage, everything. It's not just gonna be a track car anymore. Still gonna go to the track after this, but now it's got to look pretty for SEMA. For track worthy, it's got a full cage. You have JRZ suspension, everything, fuel cell, pretty much everything you can think of. I mean, I'm still going to drive it on the street, don't get me wrong. I love to drive all my cars on the street. Even my tube chassis car, I'll take it to the grocery store. I feel like if you build a car, you got to drive it. Don't just leave it in the garage, there's no point. I always run a K28 Type R. I leave it bone stock. Everybody tells me turbo it, supercharge it. I'm not that great of a driver yet to where I even use the full potential of the K20 Type R. So I actually need more seat time before I start making upgrades to it. So with the complete suspension of the car, we have pretty much anything that Hardrace offers for the EG, we threw on there. Most of it is spherical. It all works together. And then you have the JRZ coilovers. And then I did a lot of reinforcement of the chassis, which kind of works together also with the suspension. And then Track Life, if you guys are familiar with them, they do really great fiberglass work. And so he made the fenders, I designed them. We're hoping that next year we release those to the public. So that's the prototype. And then he also made the lip. For the wing stands, I originally made them out of aluminum. And then once Brad at Aerospec Racing saw him, he gives me a call and he's like, hey, let's make those out of carbon. I'm like, let's do it, And it just added that much more to it. And they just look amazing. He even threw in the checkered pattern. If you look closely on the inside, it's a hate or love. I love it, and I love that people hate it. It's not for everybody, but I'm glad people can tell me they hate it because that means you have your own opinion, which is great. But that was actually one of the goals for the car, is I wanted to integrate a wing that actually goes down to the center of the back axles. It's all one unit combined. If you look at it, the wing stand is mounted to some mounts right under the roof, which all combines all the way down to the subframe, fully boxed. And then so as you work your way around the car, you have the Kevlar roof, which you don't notice until you look inside because it's painted. I'm not a fan of leaving stuff like that raw on the outside, but it looks really cool on the inside. All the windows besides the windshield are Lexan. And then the custom titanium exhaust I built, it's 3-inch straight pipe down the center. There's no bends. That was one of my other goals I've always wanted to do. Just straight all the way down, and I split it to 2 mufflers, hoping to muffle it out a little bit. So far, I've realized when you're just cruising or idling, it sounds pretty good, but obviously when you rip on it, you hear the 3-inch. So probably as soon as the weather starts clearing up, I can go over the pass, hit up Thunder Hill, Sonoma. Car's probably gonna be too loud for Laguna Seca, but who knows, maybe switch some things up because that's a great track. So you'll definitely see me out there.